"Come on in, we're all friends here." A phrase that perfectly captured the charm of Three's Company, the sitcom that had viewers laughing at misunderstandings, physical comedy, and the wild antics of roommates living under one roof. But behind the laughter, one episode contained a scene so controversial that it almost got the show pulled off the air. The premise of the show. Three's Company, airing in the late 1970s and early 80s, was known for slapstick humor and double entendres. Misunderstandings escalating into chaos. Social taboos pushed just enough to keep viewers entertained without crossing the line, usually. The show followed Jack Tripper, his two female roommates, and their landlady, Mrs. Roper, navigating hilarious situations in their Santa Monica apartment. The episode in question. The infamous scene occurred in an episode where Jack's roommate charade, pretending to be gay to appease the landlord, reached its comedic and controversial peak. Jack was caught in a scenario that involved sexual innuendo and misunderstandings that network censors found risque. The scene pushed the limits of what was considered acceptable for primetime television at the time. The humor relied on stereotypes, exaggerated gestures, and suggestive situations that some viewers found offensive. It wasn't the kind of scandal that made headlines for weeks, but for network executives, it was a red flag. Network and audience reaction. CBS faced a difficult decision. Should they edit or pull the scene entirely? Would advertisers protest? Could this hurt the family-friendly image the network tried to maintain? Some viewers complained about the sexual humor, while others found it hilarious and typical of the show's style. The controversy revealed a tension. Three's Company walked a fine line between pushing boundaries and offending audiences. John Ritter's perspective. John Ritter, who played Jack Tripper, was a master of physical comedy and known for delivering lines in a way that softened the edginess of the script. Comedy is about exaggeration, but sometimes people forget it's all acting. Jack wasn't real, he was absurd, and that's what made it funny. The goal was always laughter, never offense. Ritter later emphasized that the scene, while controversial, was a reflection of sitcom comedy in its era, testing the limits of censorship and taste. The outcome. The scene did air, but it came with network warnings for future episodes. Increased scrutiny by censors. Discussions behind the scenes about the show's direction and how far it could push sexual innuendo. Ironically, controversy boosted the show's ratings, proving that audiences loved the chaos, misunderstandings, and risque humor. Legacy of the scene. Even decades later, the infamous scene is remembered as a landmark moment in television comedy history. A reminder of how 1970s, 80s sitcoms tested social norms with humor. Evidence that even the most beloved sitcoms could challenge networks and censors while still entertaining millions. Three's Company thrived because it dared to walk the fine line, and Jack Tripper's awkward charm helped it survive, and even benefit, from controversy. Why it still matters. Looking back, that controversial scene shows how comedy often reflects society's tensions. How audience perception and censorship can clash. Why classic sitcoms like Three's Company continue to be studied, quoted, and celebrated decades later. It's more than just a funny moment, it's television history.